ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, or EBID, has focused its 2025 Presidential Roundtable Discourse on how to improve the value chains around the region's cash crops. The Forum of Experts, which holds in Lomé, Togo, also considered the needed investment to move West Africa's farm produce to the portal for intra-Africa and global trade. Here are excerpts from the roundtable.
The missing middle, I would define it as the agro-processing, small and medium enterprises, and also the integrated infrastructure connection, connecting farms to factories and then to ports. So it is very important for ECOWAS to be able to realize its potential as far as the global trade is concerned. We need to connect those missing dots. And that will even help ECOWAS to actually improve its overall GDP. Now I go specifically to your question. EBID is a profitable bank, and we would continue being profitable. But the most important key to note is that at the heart of our business is our development impact. Every project that we finance, we have to find what the development impact is. And we are able to do this through our robust credit appraisal process, which is actually hinged on 4 key pillars. And the key pillars are bankability, viability, profitability, and of course, maximum development impact. So in the process appraisal process, this is where we interact with all the key stakeholders to make sure that at the end of the day, the project that we are financing is speaking to our developmental impact heart. So that is one of the ways that we do it. Another way we do it is also the fact that we use a blended financing model, where we are able to, my role in the bank is actually the Director for Resource Mobilization. So I'm able to bring resources from grants, from impact funds, green and climate funds, concessional funding sources, and of course, non-concessional funding sources.
The global size of mango business is over $50 billion US. That's how much mango is really earned. Cocoa is around $30 billion. Cashew is about $20 billion, etc. Oil palm, you can guess it. So we're talking about such a huge opportunity in the global market versus really what we are doing in West Africa. Apart from La Côte d'Ivoire, which is probably earning around $1 billion from mango exports. La Côte d'Ivoire is earning around $1.5 billion from fruit exports. Ghana is doing, especially for mangoes, less than $100 million. So I'd like to situate the situation this way. And I'll try to focus my discussion on what pertains in the Ghanaian environment, talk a little bit also about some of the other countries within the sub-region. So in terms of risk, the first risk really has to do with the raw material. When we are looking at the entire value chain, I call it touch points. And it's important that you look at touch points, all the points that you would touch which will trigger a result. And the first touch point really is from the farmer's gate. And this is where we find the first risk, and it has to do with raw material quality. Cocoa, mangoes, cashew, oil palm have to be delivered at the factory gate at a certain moisture level, for instance. And if the moisture levels are higher, especially for cocoa and cashew, then you begin to have levels free, what they call in the industry, free fatty acids. If you have free fatty acids beyond a certain point, then you have quality issues. Now, once you get these quality issues, then it means that you're going to suffer in terms of your sales. It has huge impact on the processes, working capital. It affects cash.
West Africa is a global leader in cocoa, cashew, shea, and cotton. Yet, too often, our participation in the value chain ends at the farm gate. The segments of the cash crop value chain that creates the most jobs and fuel industrial growth elude us because we export raw materials rather than finished goods. It is more than an economic inefficiency. It is a missed opportunity for job creation, rural transformation, export diversification, building international reserves, and industrial revolution. This roundtable is designed not for abstract debate, but for solutions. As the leading regional development finance institution in West Africa, EBID understands both the promise and the pain points of our agro-industrial journey. The bank sees clearly the missing middle, that is, a viable small and medium industries with the potential to process, package, certify, and deliver quality products at scale, but constrained by the cost of capital, the absence of reliable enabling infrastructure, the lack of effective regulation, and the fragmentation of logistics and energy systems. Bridging this gap is not a matter of aspiration. It is a matter of design. It requires de-risk patient and catalytic capital, combined with technical assistance, market access, deliberate actions, and integrated infrastructure that connects the farm to the factory and the factory to the port.